Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The medical marijuana. The medical marijuana. Radio show. The medical marijuana for you and me. Ah, yeah, the medical marijuana. Whoa, 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 ah, yeah, the medical. It's the medical marijuana show. You will know.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Hey, boy, don't feel my world untrue. Yeah, I want to talk to you. My world can be true if you do what I tell you to. I want to talk to you.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Medical Marijuana Radio for the first day of February 2014. I can't believe how fast the first month went. It was very exciting with what was going on in the cannabis industry. And of course, I'm your host, Larry Love from Medical Marijuana Radio, and we're here on the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network every Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Pacific, and of course Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific, and to bring you some great information and guests about cannabis, whether it's recreational or medical. Now, what I have, well, let me do the strain report for New Mexico first, and then we'll get into some news. So here in New Mexico, every Saturday we give you the strains that are available at the producers that send us their list, and you have to shop around if you're going to get what you want.
You better shop around. Oh yeah, you better shop around. Shop around.
So coming up this week at Canaceutics in Albuquerque, they're going to have Royal Moby, Critical Jack, White Widow, Shit, Zero Gravity, Four Corners, Lemon Skunk, and Fruit Spirit. Again, that's from Canaceutics in Albuquerque. Fruit of the Earth in Organics here in Santa Fe. Their indicas are Silver Kush, Agent Orange, Sharkberry, Soda Berry Jazz. Their sativas are Pineapple Skunk, Dairy Queen, and White Widow. Once again, here in Santa Fe, Fruit of the Earth Organics. At High Desert Relief in Albuquerque, they're going to have this week Blackberry Kush, Blue Dream, OG Kush, and something called X-Rated. Again, that's from High Desert Relief. Over at MedZen, Alaskan Thunderfuck, Willie Skunk, Razzleberry, OG Kush, Lemon Kush, Panama Red. Okay, well, I haven't seen that since about 1971. We'll have to check that one out. Panama Red, Kahuna, and Big Bang. They also say they'll possibly have some more strains on Monday. Again, that's MedZen. And let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see. Well, for some reason, I don't have the stuff over at New Mexican. I put it in here. They said they have CBD AK-47. They have CBD Canatonic. They have some stuff from G&G Genetics, which is called Jackalope. And New Mexican also has some stuff from CG Corrigan, which is the Alaskan Thunderfuck. Their popcorn bud is Blue Dream, Mazar, LA Confidential, and CBD Shark Shock. The popcorn bud is 1/8 for $32. And over at New Mexico Top Organics, this week they will have Blue Dream and Bubba Kush and Sour Diesel, also White Widow, Crunchberry, CBD AK-47, and they also have Green Star and Wonder Cream. Boy, that's a lot from New Mexico Top Organics. Check them out. Their wax this week is Banana Kush, Blue Dream, RX, White Fire, and White Widow. Once again, New Mexico Top Organics. And that's it for the strain report. Now in the canosphere here in New Mexico, there's a lot going on, and in many states, the legislature is in session, and this is written by Len Goodman of the New Mexican, whose strains we just read a few minutes ago. I was notified by this article, and someone texted me that there's a piece of legislative insanity, they're calling it. It's HB, House Bill 191, and that was introduced by Bill Rehm, R-E-H-M, a Republican in District 31 in Bernalillo County, and purporting to deal with DUI. This is what Len Goodman wrote, okay? Purporting to deal with DUI, its real objective is to create untenable limits for drug impairment while driving. Len goes on to say, check this out. Bill's bill, this is the impaired levels that he's trying to get going here. If you're caught with 100 nanograms of amphetamine, that's going to be, a DUI amount. If you have that much in your blood, then you're going to get arrested. 100 nanograms of meth, you'll be arrested. 50 nanograms of cocaine is the limit, and they'll tell you that you are impaired in driving. Heroin, 50 nanograms is the limit, and you will get arrested if you are driving under 50 nanograms of heroin. Oh yes, and THC. They're trying to put THC in this, and if you are caught with 2 nanograms of THC, you will be arrested for driving while intoxicated or under the influence. And if you have a medical marijuana card, that doesn't matter. This is, again, still written by Len Goodman. President Obama says marijuana is less dangerous than alcohol. So I guess the message that Bill's bill is trying to send is, again, this is Len Goodman, although I agree with him, marijuana is more dangerous than heroin, cocaine, and meth. We encourage all New Mexicans to stop using marijuana, switch to meth if at all possible. If not, we recommend switching to heroin or cocaine. Reduce your risk of harming yourself or others getting arrested. Be safer, become an addict. And then there's a link to the HB 191. I suggest that everybody, anyone that's living in Bernalillo County, vote this son of a bitch out, because he's insane. He's a former cop. Now, I have no problems with police, but this guy is telling you that if you get caught with 2 nanograms of THC, cannabis, in your blood system, that you will be arrested for driving under the influence. Again, HB 191. Write your representatives. Actually, you can go. Well, you know what? Next week I'll get this particular gentleman's email. Again, it's Bill Rehm, R-E-H-M, Republican District 31, Bernalillo County. Bill Rehm, and he's trying to ream us all with this bullshit. So, the heck with that. You know, I get upset at these things. What can I tell you? Okay, so now let's move on a little bit to since we're angry at people. I have a clip from the Drug Enforcement Association on Fox talking about how Michelle Leonhart, who was the head of the DEA and was under George Bush Jr. and George Bush III, Obama kept him on for some reason. And here's what's going on with that. Many people are very upset with Michelle Leonhart and are asking for her resignation.
The head of the DEA slamming President Obama for saying marijuana is no more harmful than alcohol. During a closed-door conference, Michelle Leonhart reportedly told a group of sheriffs that she's frustrated by the administration's recent openness towards state legalization. Leonhart staunchly opposes mainstreaming marijuana use, saying it sends mixed messages to high schoolers.
Yes, okay, so she's upset at her boss. You know, we mentioned this last week as well. And she's upset at her boss, who is the President of the United States, for saying that marijuana is not as dangerous as alcohol. So people are calling for her resignation. I agree. I don't think she ever should have been the head of the DEA here. She's living in the past. She won't let go of the science, the real science that people are now making their judgments on. And in Pueblo County, one of their commissioners is responding to the DEA's comments. And here is this one.
County Commissioner is defending the policies put in place to police recreational marijuana.
It's reaction to DEA Chief James Capra's comments against legalizing marijuana. KRDO News Channel 13's Carl Winder reports on how Pueblo County has nothing to hide.
I'm talking about the long-term impact of legalization in the United States. It scares us.
That's DEA Chief of Operations James Capra's comments on January 15th. But Pueblo County Commissioner Sal Pace says there isn't anything wrong with recreational pot.
I don't think Mr. Capra has been paying attention to what we've been doing here in Colorado. Here in Pueblo, we have more regulations for marijuana than we do for alcohol.
Pace says Pueblo County has strict marijuana laws.
Some of the most robust regulatory environments.
Capra said retail pot will hurt the U.S. in the long run.
That this is somehow good for us as a nation, sir. That this is good for the next generation of Americans coming up is wrong. It's not it is a bad thing.
Pace says recreational pot will make the future brighter.
Here in Colorado, there's going to be $40 million more alone to build new schools.
Capra said the U.S. is inviting trouble if it legalizes recreational pot.
What I'm interested in, what DEA has always been interested in, is the trafficking groups that want Billy to be puffing on his bomb.
The county commissioner says having regulations on retail pot cleans up the streets.
So much of the community actually support the fact that we're getting rid of the black market. A year from now, there will not be a black market.
Pace thinks if marijuana is legalized in the U.S., it will make Capra less busy.
You know, I suspect that Mr. Capra has spent his entire career fighting marijuana, and it must be difficult for him to see the times change and the potential of his job at the DEA being irrelevant these days.
In Pueblo County, Carl Winder, KRDO News Channel 13.
Okay, and I'll have something else in a second, but our research department, which works tirelessly 24/7, has sent me the email address of Representative Bill Rehm, and that's bill.rehm@nmlegis.gov. Again, bill.rehm, REHM@nmlegis.gov. Everybody needs to fill up his email mailbox and tell him that he's way out of base and that they're going to vote him out of New Mexico, hopefully. He doesn't belong here. And thank you, Michael Krawitz, for sending me the email address. He is my co-producer today, Michael. Thank you, buddy. And so next up here is... for recreational, they need to have child-proof containers, whether it's for the marijuana, for edibles, and everything. So here's what's going on with that. It's child-proof pot packaging in Colorado.
Also new tonight, a shortage of the packaging designed to help keep kids safe from recreational marijuana. The packaging is required by Colorado law. CBS 4's Jennifer Bryce on that story tonight. And Jen, it certainly seems that shortage is not stopping sales.
No, it doesn't seem that way, does it, Jim? Now, take a look at this. Marijuana folks in the industry, they're saying that what they're having an issue with the challenge is finding true child-resistant packaging like what you see in my hands and at an affordable cost.
Yeah, this is essentially a pill bottle, and it's opaque. This is a product that we would like to be able to supply.
Packaging film sales has been in the container game a long time, but are facing a new challenge with their marijuana clients. Chris Warden says the child-resistant packaging required for pot and edible products isn't easy to find and more of a moving target.
Everyone has a different idea of sort of what is compliant and what isn't. People think that they are, and they're not.
The Marijuana Enforcement Division says to be child-resistant, the packaging must meet the ASTM standard, a stamp of approval, which means it's been tested and only 5 out of 20 children in a room can open it. It also has to be opaque. For example, this pharmaceutical pill bottle or a bag like this one requiring both the pinching and the zipping mechanism are approved. Rob Corey, a marijuana attorney, says supply and demand, though, has his clients struggling to find the costly bags.
It's a very expensive plastic bag. It's 10 times higher than what a plastic bag ought to be just because of the closure.
Anywhere between $1.50 per bag to $5 per bag.
Which is why PFS is now working to design their own bags and bottles, get that ASTM approval, and then mass produce it to keep the cost down for pot shops.
We'd like to be able to provide it locally and also maybe offer some green options.
And And people in this industry say because the cost of these bags and these items are so high right now, they believe that that will be passed on to the consumer and also drive up the cost of pot here in our state. In Denver, Jennifer Bryce, CBS 4 News.
Thank you, Jen.
So obviously, there's cottage industries growing around, recreational legalization, and of course that helps the economy and gives people jobs. And so, just a little insight on what is happening because of one of the rules that says that the packaging for recreational has to be of a certain type that kids can't open. So, of course, talking about Colorado, which is what we tend to be doing because that's what's going on. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl, and I spoke about it last night. And first I'm going to play you Normal's marijuana Super Bowl commercial that I guess is not going to air, but they put it out anyway. This is their 1 minute spot, and then I'll give you my prediction for the Super Bowl after this Normal spot.
I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm a journalist.
I'm a student.
I'm a teacher.
I'm a representative. I have cancer.
The outdated laws of prohibition are more dangerous than the plant itself. I lost my scholarship.
I was fired.
20 million arrests since 1965. This is getting ridiculous. Our prisons are overcrowded with non-violent offenders.
We have the opportunity to change.
This is costing our country billions of dollars.
Making my family and I fight in a courtroom is difficult enough when I'm already fighting through chemotherapy.
There's no reason to be scared by tradition anymore.
We can stop this. We can stop this.
We are the American people. We can stop this. And you have our support. We're old,
Young.
Straight.
gay. We're every race and nationality.
And we're not going to give up.
You can tax it.
You can regulate it. Apply age restrictions.
You can create millions of new jobs. We can save our economy.
President Obama?
It's time for legalization.
Legalization.
Yes.
We
can.
This has been a public service announcement.
Okay, again, that was Normal's spot that they wanted to run at the Super Bowl. And my prediction is this. I love Colorado. I love Washington. They did something that I've been waiting my whole life for, which was legalizing marijuana recreationally. So I really don't care who wins as long as the score is 42-0. We'll be right back after this break from our sponsors.
It's all about the 420 MMJ Radio.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
Hi, this is Larry Love from Medical Marijuana Radio. Please listen to this important information about a great device by magicalbutter.com to make your oils, tinctures, and butter.
Magical Butter is a device with a microprocessor-controlled program sequence designed by a scientist and a chemist to precisely extract the benefits of various herbs. We believe in herbal remedies and using pharmaceutical pills only when medically necessary. Our device is simple to use. Combine herbs with butter or oil, press a button, and walk away. Magical Butter does everything else. It grinds, heats, and stirs. Please browse our site to discover how to eat the treat. Thank you for your support, and have a magical day.
Again, for your tinctures, butter, and oils, that's magicalbutter.com. This is a great appliance. Use coupon code LOVE to get $20 off.
Serious Seeds is your source for quality cannabis and sativa seeds. Serious Seeds are the creators of legendary strains like AK-47, Bubblegum, Chronic, Cali Mist, and White Russian. The AK-47 is probably the most awarded strain on the planet. The high THC content of AK-47 makes it the perfect medical strain for patients seeking quick pain relief. Cali Mist is an almost pure sativa. Female medical cannabis patients have reported that this strain helps relieve menstrual cramps. Serious Seeds just acquired another Dutch high-quality seed bank, Magus Genetics. From now on, Serious Seeds can offer you even more award-winning strains. The fine folks at Serious Seeds strive to breed the best cannabis genetics that they can find, so patients can rely on the effectiveness of their medicine. Go to SeriousSeeds.com to grow your medicine. That site again is SeriousSeeds.com.
Hi, as you know, over the next few years, the cannabis industry is going to explode into a multi-million-dollar industry. 420webdesign.com is your affordable design provider. 420 Web Design prides themselves on fair prices and a grounded staff. They listen to their ganjapreneurs' website needs. Getting into the marijuana industry doesn't need to break your bank. Our sites come with tons of features. Just a few of them include responsive designs for mobile viewers, easy to update platforms, built-in SEO and SMO tools, enterprise-level security, video tutorials, database backups, Google Maps, onboard analytics, and much more. This is backed by a decade of website design and development experience. For all of your 420 web design needs, go to 420webdesign.com. Again, 420webdesign.com. Check them out.
It's all about the 420 MMJ Radio.
Hi, this is Steve D'Angelo, and you are listening to Medical Marijuana Radio.
And we are back. I'm going to get our guest on the line right now, and let's dial him up. By the way, our phone numbers, if you want to call in, is 505-514-0098, 575-5194-MMJ, and I'll give you the other ones in a second. Okay, always having problems, of course. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Okay, this should make it work. Here we go. Looking for Steve Bederman. Arizona 623-399-4 MMJ. California 818-8500 MMJ. Lines are open.
Hi, this is Steve.
Hi, Steve. This is Larry Love at Medical Marijuana Radio. You are live on the air right now. And how are you doing?
Great. I'm doing great. It's snowing here in Colorado, but happy to take your call.
Oh, fantastic. So, Steve, you're the CEO of the Marijuana Company, among other things. And I noticed that a report went out today about the banking situation, which has been one of the toughest things to overcome in our industry. What did you find out?
Well, recently, really since Washington and Colorado began the, towards recreational use, there's been a concern about the fact that banking, conventional banking, really didn't allow anything with cannabis, marijuana, anything with those words or industry into using normal banking accounts. You couldn't open up a bank account. You certainly couldn't use credit cards, credit card processing. It was essentially a cash business. Now, it's been a very difficult road for the dispensaries for many years in the medical arena, because in their case they really had to take cash or they had to use alternative methods to do transactions. And
then what are they going to do with it, right, Steve? After they take that cash,
right? Well, they put it in their safe. They can't get it. They weren't technically allowed to even put it into their bank account. So under that auspice. So in a sense, they were forced to be doing things that weren't conventional or even legal to be able to run a normal business.
Right. How do you pay your bills in a business? How do you pay your employees? How do you take out taxes? How do you do that?
impossible. It was an impossible situation, and the reason for it, of course, was not that the states weren't in support of, of having these businesses. It was because, marijuana was considered illegal on the federal level, which it still is. But inevitably, in this last year, when Holder began to realize, I think, that this is not going anywhere and this is here, and with Washington and Colorado approving of recreational, there was sort of a groundswell. And in that groundswell, they began to meet and discuss ways that they could essentially allow banking services to be used by the businesses, while actually not yet, from a legislative point of view, changing or deregulating, the criminal marijuana use. In that regard, they just I think it was on the 23rd, Holder came out with some guidelines with which that banks are allowed to take these accounts. Now I'll tell you what we're doing. We're coming out by the 10th of February with what we believe is the first legitimate legal merchant processing for dispensaries for Visa and MasterCard, and Discover, so that they can actually take credit cards. Now, listen, some of you who are listening are probably aware that you've given credit cards to dispensaries in the past, but that has never been done on a normal basis. Frankly, dispensaries have had to miscode their businesses as something other than cannabis, and when that's discovered, there's a risk to the business, because they can be blacklisted by Visa or MasterCard, and once on the blacklist, it's very difficult to ever get processing again. So,
right. Let me just
yeah.
interrupt for a second. Just with what you're talking about. When I was working at this dispensary here in town for 2 years, one of their banks, it was Wells Fargo, sent them a letter and said, we're closing your account. We found out that what your business is, and federally, we're federally regulated, and we're closing your account as of this date. And so you had to go to another bank. And of course, that's happened with people with credit card processors as well. Like you said, they might have a name of a business that has nothing to do with our industry, and they were sort of slipped in to get credit card processing. And of course, living that way is a little dangerous if something should come down. So now, continue on with what you guys are doing.
Sure.
You've now got a legitimate way for dispensaries to operate.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, just to your point with your dispensary in New Mexico, you're right that once you were shut down, what are you going to do? You're going to go look again somewhere else for it again and again. The problem, though, is that when this can become red flag, and literally a dispensary can be blacklisted to never be allowed, and it's a very strong blacklist, to never be allowed to use credit card processing, which is an incredibly unfortunate thing, because all you were ever doing was trying to run your business. So, well, we've come up with it. We work directly with a bank in Arizona, and here's the other thing: we'll be able to come out with normal cost of transactions rather than high risk types of transactions, which is what I think the industry was expecting.
Right.
And in fact, 1 day turnaround on cash. So a dispensary takes a transaction on a Monday with a credit card, and on Tuesday they have their money in their bank account. Because you really can't do one without the other. So you can offer credit card processing, as we're doing, but imagine if there's no bank to deposit that money to. You're back to the same problem again. Even
right.
if you can, even if you can do the transaction, if you can't deposit it in a normal bank. So really what Holder came up with was a way to sort of work within the rules or the laws that are there, but in the gray areas where, they are not going to prosecute, and that will give the freedom to the banks to allow this. Now, I don't think we'll be the only people in time that are offering credit cards. What I do know is that we're the first one to legitimately be able to do it. We're very excited about it.
And when will you be able to start doing this?
We're going to be starting a week from Monday. In fact, this week we'll begin, as you know, with Canawana Buy, which is one of our companies. We do a lot of advertising and branding, and many people know who we are. And we're going to begin this week in a preface to the 10th, where we're going to be advising people it's true, it's really here.
Mm-hmm.
I know you can't believe it. It's legal now. And,
have you named your company for this project?
Well, actually, we're working straight out of Canawana Buy. Our parent company is the Marijuana Corporation, the Marijuana Company, LLC, and as a subsidiary, CanawanaBuy.com is the company that sells various products both directly to dispensaries as well as to consumers. So we really had a decision to make. Where do we brand this? And we decided let's brand it with the name that everybody knows, and that's Canawana Buy.
Sure. Do you, by any chance, sitting on your desk where you're talking to me right now, do you have Holder's statement or what his regulations are that he came out with?
You know, I don't have it. What I do have is what every day Canawana Buy, 7 days a week, sends out to a wide range of people, dispensaries and others, a news feed, and it's called Canawana Bits. And today we came out with the short article that was written by in Leafly on the 23rd. And essentially, really what I would say is that anybody that wants to read that, just go to www.canawanabuy.com and go to the Canawana Bits, and they can read the language. But it's essentially, what I have said, which is finally it's here. There's no question that it came as a result, and this is stated in the article, through, the pressure that recreational use, put on there. But listen, I want to make a statement to the people that are in the medical community. There would never be, in my opinion, recreational use approved today without the hard work over the many years that the advocates for reasonable use of medical marijuana. That use in our community.
I totally agree with you, and I said it over the last few years. I said we got to make these medical programs work and show them that this will work and that marijuana is really helping people. And I said if we can show the government, if we can show people who are naysayers how the medical works, then recreational will come. And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised that it came so quickly. I don't mean to say it that way, but
right.
So we showed them, and we have to protect. I've said it before. We need, Steve, to protect the medical industry when states go recreational for adults. We have to make sure that the medical patients still will have a medical program and places to go for people that are using it as medicine, because it's different for people. There's a different kind of dispensary education that needs to be done and consultations and so forth. So I just want everybody out there, if you're voting for legalization, which I totally support and been waiting for my whole life, we have to make sure when they write these bills that they solidify the footprint of the medical industry in that state. It's really, really important. So I appreciate what you just said, and I agree with you totally.
I'd also want to applaud that and say that if you are someone that is using or going to dispensaries for medical use, that's where you need to keep going. Even if you're in Colorado and Washington and you can find yourself at any at a recreational dispensary, I still think you need to go to where the education is there, to where the counsel and advice in the dispensaries is there to be able to to take care of what illness and you're facing. I just think
Right.
I really see it as a different thing.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, there are thousands of dispensaries today, medical dispensaries around the country, thousands, and those are, really that is a critical feature, which is that marijuana is used in many areas to really help people with ailments and pain and in many ways. And I hope that with recreational use becoming more prevalent, that people don't forget that, that this is much more than just something for fun and a good time.
Right. Now I must say, I haven't heard much about this, but I wonder what's happening in Colorado with first-time users, people that have never had it in their entire life. And here they are, coming to Colorado for a weekend or a week or whatever, and they're trying marijuana for the first time. So, any ideas whether dispensaries, recreational dispensaries, are giving out advice on how to get started? Because, I've said it many times. If you have a bad trip the first time, you're never going to go back to it. So, what have you heard about first timers?
Well, I know a lot. Being in Denver, we have just news every day on the local stations. We have tours now, so that travel tours are scheduled and they come daily to like the Denver area, and a bus picks you up and it takes you to different dispensaries and provides you a different insight into the different strains and the different ancillary products that are used, bongs and else, things like that, pipes, that are used. But at the same time, and I don't know who was speaking, but I saw this just the other day, that there's a line, and that line is not to recommend what somebody should do, because I think you would say it's like a liquor store that's recommending, try vodka over bourbon. I think that opens up a whole group of liabilities, and I think right now the industry is carefully tiptoeing through this and trying not to find themselves with negative press, by making recommendations. So
Well, I know I sort of disagree with you on this, Steve, okay? I think that a bud tender is always being asked for a recommendation, whether it's for medical or recreational. You go in, what's your latest, what strain, what's happening right now?
What's your latest and greatest?
But the important thing really is edibles are such a huge business in Colorado right now. Dixie Elixirs can't even keep up with what's going on. And edibles is a whole different ballgame, okay? You can take a little piece of candy or one cookie, and if you've never had an edible before, it's such a different experience and a stronger experience, and it lasts much longer, that it can really freak some people out. I mean, I've got 45 years worth of experience, and back in the 70s, I used to powder up a gram of hash and drink it down with a milkshake, okay? And you're high for 24 hours or more. But you know what? We're going to take a little break right now, Stephen. We'll come back to you. I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll come back to you in a few minutes after these words from our sponsors. Thanks, Steve.
Great.
Hang on.
It's all about the 420 MMJ Radio.
Hi, as you know, over the next few years, the cannabis industry is going to explode into a multi-million-dollar industry. 420webdesign.com is your affordable design provider. 420 Web Design prides themselves on fair prices and a grounded staff. They listen to their ganjapreneurs' website needs. Getting into the marijuana industry doesn't need to break your bank. Our sites come with tons of features. Just a few of them include responsive designs for mobile viewers, easy to update platforms, built-in SEO and SMO tools, enterprise-level security, video tutorials, database backups, Google Maps, onboard analytics, and much more. This is backed by a decade of website design and development experience. For all of your 420 web design needs, go to 420webdesign.com. Again, 420webdesign.com. Check them out.
Serious Seeds is your source for quality cannabis and sativa seeds. Serious Seeds are the creators of legendary strains like AK-47, Bubblegum, Chronic, Cali Mist, and White Russian. The AK-47 is probably the most awarded strain on the planet. The high THC content of AK-47 makes it the perfect medical strain. For patients seeking quick pain relief, Cali Mist is an almost pure sativa. Female medical cannabis patients have reported that this strain helps relieve menstrual cramps. Serious Seeds just acquired another Dutch high-quality seed bank, Magus Genetics. From now on, Serious Seeds can offer you even more award-winning strains. The fine folks at Serious Seeds strive to breed the best cannabis genetics that they can find, so patients can rely on the effectiveness of their medicine. Go to SeriousSeeds.com to grow your medicine. That site again is SeriousSeeds.com.
Hi, this is Larry Love from Medical Marijuana Radio. Please listen to this important information about a great device by MagicalButter.com to make your oils, tinctures, and butter.
Magical Butter is a device with a microprocessor-controlled program sequence designed by a scientist and a chemist to precisely extract the benefits of various herbs. We believe in herbal remedies and using pharmaceutical pills only when medically necessary. Our device is simple to use. Combine herbs with butter or oil, press a button, and walk away. Magical Butter does everything else. It grinds, heats, and stirs. Please browse our site to discover how to eat the treat. Thank you for your support, and have a magical day.
Again, for your tinctures, butter, and oils, that's MagicalButter.com. This is a great appliance. Use coupon code LOVE to get $20 off.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
It's all about the 420 MMJ Radio.
Okay, we are back. Let me get... Steve, you there?
Yes, I sure am.
Oh, cool. I guess I didn't put you on hold. You've been there the whole time. Very cool. All right, so we're back with Steve Bederman from the Marijuana Company and CannaWannaBuy.com. You were on a few months ago when you first launched CannaWannaBuy. How are things going? And tell us, basically, you want to be the hub for everything medical and recreational cannabis, whether it's for patients or dispensaries or anybody. So how are things progressing since your launch?
Well, really well. I'll tell you, really the model is pretty simple, which is CannaWannaBuy.com is a site that is really we call it a playground, where we're adding features all the time for different, you can have fun videos to go to, there are blogs you can complete. We have a miracle blog that discusses the miracles that come from medical marijuana.
And of course, I do a weekly Wednesdays with Larajuana for you that is just maybe some offbeat stories or something that's interesting about recreational and medical marijuana. So we do that every Wednesdays with Larajuana. So how's the response been? Are you selling lots of product?
Well, we're selling a lot of product, but I think, and for us, obviously that allows us to keep going. But it's the page views that we've had in the first 2 months have been incredible. The first month, our page views exceeded 20,000 page views. The second month exceeded 35,000, and this month we're on to about 50,000 page views already.
Wow.
So we're getting an incredible amount, not only of new visitors. We're getting about a 65% blend of new visitors to 35% returning. So people are seeing the need to come back and enjoy it and, spend the time. The average page views, each person views is about 5.2 pages. So people are taking their time, and I think they're seeing it as a safe site. And Our goal, of course, is in addition to being able to sell a wide range of ancillary products for the industry, pipes and lotions and clothes, hemp clothes, anything. It's also to be able to take those products and then to go to the dispensaries, which we've really worked with for a couple of years in a wide range of other services, and to give them products in bulk and wholesale. Now, that's why the opportunity that we are facing now in bringing credit card processing to the dispensaries is so important. We literally looked around the world for over a year and a half until we finally found the right resource to do this. This was an impossible task, and with our strong relationships with the thousands of dispensaries, we're excited. This is a big step for the industry to be able to not only do banking but to process credit cards.
So, are you able, with the credit card processing starting in a week or so, are you able to do this all over the states? I mean, Massachusetts is just getting started,
Yep.
and that's going to be a very hot state, I'm predicting, just from what
Very
I'm
much
reading.
so.
And there's a lot of money in Massachusetts as consumers and as investors. So I think that's going to be a real hot spot. So you can process credit cards for any cannabis-related business, no matter what state they're in.
That's right. Anywhere, any place at any time. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you allow me to give a phone number that if people want to get on the list that will begin to sign up in a week, on the 10th, they certainly can call this week to do that.
I was going to ask you to go ahead and give out some contact information on how dispensary owners will be able to get a hold of you.
It's 720-274-5670. 720-274-5670. We're really excited about this. And listen, we recognize that as time progresses, we'll have a lot of competition. And our goal is, as we've had good relationships with dispensaries for a long time, in being the first one, is to bring it in a safe and comfortable way so that people, when they begin to run their businesses, they have the appropriate tools to do it.
Sure. Now, speaking of people running businesses, what's your knowledge of the insurance situation for dispensaries? Is it hard for them to get insured? I know there's at least one company that I know of in Colorado called CanAssure, I think they're called.
Yes.
What's going on with insurance?
Well, and my understanding of it is limited, but really as a bystander to it, there is more coming online. What I will tell you is that this week I spoke with two, I can't name their names, insurance companies that since Holder has come out with his letter of, I call it a letter of reason, that they are now looking, they were sort of hesitant too, and prices were fairly steep, but they're now coming in and, allowing general liability insurance and new companies. I think you're going to see a very competitive playground very soon.
Well, good. I hope that some people will go into business, into the Canna insurance business. And if you want to go into that business and you want a good name, I've got canassurance.com, and it's up for sale if anybody wants to buy that. So might as well. Listen, people are going to be going into business. So what else would you do you need to get out today before we take a short musical break? What else would you like to say?
Well, I think you just said it with the plug for CanAssurance, which is all the hard work over the years that I alluded to before has led to now this what I call an emerging industry. And this industry is very active. I just hope people that are listening that see an opportunity in business, or business people themselves are looking for it, that they consider getting into the cannabis industry if they're serious. And they want to be where there is growth and there is opportunity. This is really the place to be. And honestly, I guess I would leave you with that, which is we're just proud as heck to be in this industry. We see it as a very strong one, and I think that we're going to have not quite, but almost 30 states by the end of the year approving medical, and that's amazing.
Absolutely amazing. All right, so again, it's CanawanaBuy.com, and that's your portal to everything cannabis, recreational, and medicinal. You've got vaporizers up there, pipes, bongs. I think you've got papers. I think you've got everything that the cannabis consumer needs, and you're also getting everything that that dispensaries need. Right? Are you hooked up with like supply companies for dispensaries that sell bags and
Yep.
and stuff
Bubble
like that?
bags and every kind of item that a dispensary needs, we carry. In addition to just the general items, that they carry, then again selling to consumers, we carry really all of the items, and in fact even down to web design for dispensaries that are interested in in having the tools to run their business properly. Remember, these are serious businesses, and they require strong web development. They require strong POS software tools for their transactions, obviously credit card processing, banking, and any of those tools we provide them, even from a marketing point of view, message texting and voice messaging and all of the tools. But, I guess I would say that we find, and we did with Canawana Buy, that one of the most important tools for any business is good website development, because that's really your store to a wide range of people. And in fact, from what I understand, Larry, I understand that you help people, on your own plan and model with web development.
Right. I am involved with 420webdesign.com, and they specialize in anything cannabis related. They've done stuff for a Cannabis Nurses Association. They've done stuff for dispensaries, and so I'm involved in that right now, and hopefully it'll help a lot of people. People that have websites need to update them every couple of years, I think.
Absolutely.
And part of getting a hold of a company that specializes, they can maintain things for you. So once again, Steve Bederman, thank you very much for calling. It's the Marijuana Company, and it's also CanawanaBuy.com. And we'll have you back again if you have anything new to say. And congratulations on working on one of the hardest problems that we've had in this industry, which is credit card processing. Thank you, Steve, for doing that, and I hope that
Good
it works
luck
out.
to you, and Larry, we really appreciate all you've done for the industry, and we just wanted to end by letting you know that.
Thank you, Steve, and I hope to see you in a couple of months when I come up to Denver. Thank you.
Look forward to it.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So again, that's Steve Bederman from CanawanaBuy.com and also from the Marijuana Company. And I think it's great that finally there's going to be, the federal government's going to allow dispensaries to have credit card processing. And, I'm very happy about that. So check them out. That's CanawanaBuy.com. And I'm going to play a short tune, and then we'll be right back.
Ain't nothing I can say, nothing I can do. I feel so bad, yeah. I feel so blue. I got to make it right for everyone concerned. Even if it's me, if it means it's me, what's getting burned? 'Cause I could never make you unhappy. No, I couldn't do that, girl. Only wish I did love you so. Makes it so very hard to go. So very hard to go. 'Cause I love you so. So very hard to go. I love you so. I knew the time would come. I'd have to pay for my mistake. what you doing to me, girl? Even though my heart aches. Your dreams have all come true, just the way you planned. So I'll just step aside. I'm gonna step aside and lend a helping hand. 'Cause I could never make you happy. No, I couldn't do that, girl. Only wish I could love you so. Makes it so very hard to know. So very hard to know. 'Cause I love you so. So very hard to know. I love you so. You and happy. No, I couldn't do that, girl. Only wish I did love you so. Makes it so very hard to know. So very hard to know. 'Cause I love you so. So very hard to know. I love you so. So very hard to know. And it ain't easy to walk away when a man loves somebody. The medical marijuana. The medical marijuana. Radio. Radio. Show. The medical marijuana.
Well, excuse me. Wow, lost my voice there for a second. I want to thank Steve Bederman from the Marijuana Company and from CannaWannaBuy.com. That's CannaWannaBuy.com. Thank you for being our guest, and check them out. And of course, check me out on Wednesdays with Larawana right there. And don't forget, we're here on the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network every Friday evening at 9 p.m. Pacific, and again on Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on Medical Marijuana Radio and Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. I want to thank my two radio mentors, both with the initials HS. Thank you for your inspiration. And of course, we'll be back next week with some more great guests. We want you to be our guest as well. So please call in. Let's start a conversation here. There's a lot to talk about here in New Mexico. HB 191. We're trying to legalize. Go to legalizenm.org, and fill out the petition that goes to all the legislators. Again, feel well, and we'll be back next week again with Medical Marijuana Radio.
Shalom.
Thank you, John and Paul. Shabbat shalom to you as well. Feel well, everybody.